Hi, I'm here to do a video tag to Garden Goddess Tarot and Rose Honey Ritual. And the tag is only 10 indie decks, and this is a tag that's gone around in some version, usually just only 10 decks, for a number of years. And I am going to attempt to pick 10 decks. But I'm not going to use my collage decks, and I'll do a separate video for my collage decks. And it is 7:30 or something here, so it's getting dark, and I may have to stop the video and flip it around. So I am going to start with the Tabula Mundi Tarot, which comes in a box like this. And this is one of my very favorite decks. So for sure I would pick this one. It is a deck that I use all the time. And I love it. It's just beautiful. It's a Thoth-based deck. And it is just reimagined. And just so incredibly beautiful. And it reads incredibly well. And from the moment that I picked this deck up, I just fell in love with it. And you know how you have those decks that you pick them up and you know that you're just going to be in love with them forever. And that was this deck for me. And I use it all the time, and for almost everything I do, I can use this deck. And I have a bunch of different copies of it, and I have like a little tiny copy, and so even when I travel, I usually take a version of this with me. And I also have a version of it that has silver around it, but I don't use that version very much because I'm kind of saving that one. And it's the same size as this, it just has silver. Love that Empress card. Really, really cool deck. And this deck is by M.M. Moline. I'm sure you guys have seen this, but it is such an amazing deck, I think. And it was a deck that I just connected with so fast. Priestess, really beautiful priestess. I do have some of M.M. Moline's art. And it is really incredible. All right. Next deck. Oh yeah, and the other thing I was going to say is these have to be in print right now, and they have to be indie decks. So that deck is in print. Next deck is the Asherah Tarot, and this is the first edition, and it's big cards. There's also a tarot size version it's not drive-by card, but it's one of those, like make playing cards or drive-by cards. You can look on Sarah's website and it should tell, but I'll think of it in a minute. But this is a beautiful deck. And this is one I've had for a long time and really, really enjoy. And it is also a Thoth-based deck, or Thoth, or whatever you want to call it. So you can look on Sarah Wheatley's website, and she did say on her website, or maybe her newsletter, that she was going to reprint the big version of this. She's looking for a printer that can do a nice job with the shape of the cards. And so right now you could get the tarot or the poker size, and then later you should be able to get this big size, because she is looking for somebody to print it and intends to print the big size again. And this is pretty similar to the one that you can print right now. There's more nudity in this. It's not, I think the only, there might be a card or two that's changed, but it's not huge changes. So the Princess of Wands is not nude in the new version. Okay, that's the Asher Tarot. And this is number 2 Tarot by Benabel Wynn. This is the Revelation edition. And I have it in a bag. I don't think I have the box out here. I don't have the box out here. But it's nice out here, so I thought, well, I'm going to film outside. And it's quieter. This is an incredible deck. I started studying at the beginning of the year, and I'm trying to spend like 45 minutes to an hour a day with it. And there's so much depth, and I feel like I could study for the whole year and still be learning. And it's also a deck that you could pick up and use, which is really interesting. It has a little white book on top of, there's also a huge book, the Book of Maps, but you could pick it up, use this deck, and totally do fine. And you could get used to it that way, and then later get the Book of Maps. This, I think it's on pre-order right now. And then usually when Benabel's done with the pre-orders, she has extra, and she sells those. So you should be able to get this deck if you like it. It is amazing, and it brings in a lot of cultures, and it's a blend of systems, so it's very interesting. Pretty easy to read. And you can use the Book of Maps and the guidebook for more depth, but you can just read it. An incredible deck. It does, if you really want to dig in, it takes some time. And so you need to plan on spending time with it if you want to really get to know it in depth. But you could do that over time. So beautiful. I love her art. And she's brilliant, so it's always fun to have something made by somebody that incredibly brilliant. And boy, does she know tarot. All right. That is the Spirit Keepers Tarot Revelation Edition. And for sure, that would be on there, on my top 10. And another one that would be on there is my Rosetta. And this is an older version. I have showed the version you can get on my channel before. So, but this, I grabbed this one. And this version is laminated, so I can take it to the beach or the bar or wherever I'm going. Which I love having decks that, oh, that was upside down, that I can take to the beach especially, because I love going to the beach. And this is by M.M. Moline, as you probably know, but I love her art style. And this is another Toth deck, obviously. Or Toth style. This is a piece of art I have. Gorgeous. Really, really nice deck. And there are multiple versions of this deck. And right now, there's a version available that is tan, and the cards are really big and nice size, so you can really see the art. It's a really nice one. It's a really nice version. And I will try and link things down below if I have time. And that is the Rosetta. Because this one is on Kickstarter, and I think only till tomorrow. And hopefully I'll get this posted tonight. So here's the backs. This is the old, whoops, I'm clumsy today. This is the old version, but there's a brand new version on Kickstarter right now, and I think this deck is incredible. And it's a Toth deck too. And it's called an oracle, but it follows the tarot. So, you know, it works a lot with color. And it's just an incredible deck. Or I think it is just absolutely stunning and just amazing, and it reads really well, and it's one of my favorites. And I wasn't showing it very much before because it was out of print, but now it's coming back into print. So pretty. And it reads great. And it's got a great guidebook. So that is the Toth Journey, and you can find that on Kickstarter right now. And I've shown this before. This is the Invisible Light Tarot, one of my favorite decks. Love this deck. It is in print right now, but it's kind of crazy spendy right now, and I don't know if the price got put up there because it was out of print and she was seeing that price on eBay or something. I'm just not sure. Sometimes you can find this deck for less, and even when I bought it, I thought it was expensive, and at the time, which was quite a few years ago. I thought it was a spendy deck. It was one of the more spendy decks I had purchased at the time. And it is a photography deck. But now it's kind of ridiculously expensive, unless you can find it used. And if you find it used, sometimes it's less. I think Marlena had asked me what it was one time, and I told her, and like the next day, she found it somewhere. I don't know if it was on eBay or what, and I think for a really good price. So sometimes you see it for a really good price, and it is available. And it's available by the photographer artist, but it's spendy right now. And I think she's based out of LA or San Diego or somewhere in Southern California. But I love this deck because of the way, and I'm used to reading with it. So it reads really, really well for me. But the light and the way everything is photographed in this deck, I think is just incredible. It's just a unique deck. And I love photographic decks if they're done well. But even out of all my photographic decks, this one is special. I just really, really love it. And there's some black and white mixed in with the color. And there's times where I've used this so much that I just have to put it on a timeout because I'm just wanting to use it all the time. And I have a lot of decks, so I try and rotate my decks. Okay, that's loud. And there's nudity in this deck. I love this card, the Tin of Water. It's like a perfect day to be at the beach, walking down the beach alone. So anyway, I treasure this deck. I really, really love it. And it's definitely would always be in my top 10. So, okay. And I'm sure you guys have seen this. These are the backs. It's by Bacara Winter, and it has been very popular. And it's not super old, but it's been around for a while. But I love it. It's just great. I think it's a brilliant deck. And I use it all the time. And I'll put it away, and then I always end up coming back to it and just loving it. Have a break from it, and I come back, and I still love it. And I love the court cards, because they have pictures in them, and it's just the figure with a representation of the suit and the card. Some of the cards in here I'm blown away by. And I was just thinking, what a great deck. And this is available quite a few places. I think you can order direct from her. And I see it all the time on like Phoenix and Lotus and shops. Like a lot of different shops carry this stack. So it's not super hard to find this one. And it's pretty reasonably priced. And I can't remember exactly what it was because it's been a long time. And the price might have changed from when I bought it. Got the tower. And I will put this hermit there. This universe. These 4 swords. Strength. Son of Wands. Daughter of Cups. Father of Cups. 3 of Swords. Magician. Look at this Daughter of Wands. It's incredible. Look at the 7 of Wands. Love that one. This 9 of Wands. Fortune. Just stunning. 9 of Cups. Paradise. Beautiful moon card. Maybe one of my favorite 10 of Pentacles ever. So pretty. I like the 9 of Pentacles too. And look at the Fool. 4 of Wands. The Star. Anyway, beautiful deck. That's the Way Home Tarot. The Florcos by Carmen Sorrente is another deck that I think is brilliant. I love the art in it. The aces are black and white. And this deck works with color in an unusual way. So the aces start off as the seed of the suit, and so they're black and white, and then the color gets stronger as you go up the numbers. Look at this High Priestess. It's gorgeous. And this Devil is a drip. I love the Strength card. And it reads great. It's a great reader. Oh, I have a lot of aces at the front. Look at the Star. Magician. And they have renamed the suits. But it's easy to figure out. Justice. The Hermit. The Moon. The 2 of Coral. And the pages are black and white, and they're called the Trails in this deck too. We'll get to one soon, hopefully. Hierophant. Oops. Lovers. Oh, here's a trail card. I must have been doing something with this deck. These things tend to be grouped. Anyway, I think there's a big guidebook you can get online now. I think she's printing a big guidebook. So that should be out soon. But this is an amazing deck. So if you like the art, it's really, really cool. And really well thought out. Okay. That is the Florcos. Okay, so I think this is 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 9. Okay, this is the Witch's Tarot. And it's by Burning Paper Hearts. And this was a Kickstarter that I backed. And before that, it was a majors only deck. I was so excited when the Kickstarter came out and it was a full deck. Oh, there's a lot of nudity in this deck, by the way. And you may have seen this deck before, but I love it. I think it's incredible. And again, it's a photographic deck, but brilliant. Love it. I think it's great. I love that card. I love a lot of these, but good death. But yeah, if you don't like nudity, there's a lot of nudity, and some of the pictures are blurry for effect. Like you can tell her face is blurry there. And like then there's a moon on her. So there's some layering, but it's just really, really neat. I think it's really, really cool. It's one of my favorites. I love using this deck. And I know it doesn't work for everybody. For me, it does. Nudity. Nudity again. I like this High Priestess. 3 of Coins, nudity. The Devil. I like the Devil. 2 of Wands. 10 of Wands. Page of Coins. The Hierophant. 8 of Swords. 5 of Wands. Justice. Strength. Empress. 8 of Wands. Queen of Wands. 10 of Swords. Oh, and this deck has extra cards, by the way. So there's actually quite a few. I can't remember exactly how many, but there's actually a lot of extra cards in this deck. It was, I think, well funded in the Kickstarter. Chariot. 2 of Cups. 10 of Cups. 4 of Wands. 6 of Cups. Hanged Man. So that's the Witch's Tarot. Okay, I can have one more. Oh boy. Okay. Love this deck. It's newer to me. I pre-ordered it, but I love it. I was waiting for like 2 years for this deck to come out, and this is the Slavic Legends by Taroteca Studios. And I saw, I'll show you the card when I find it. I saw one card in another deck by them that I had, and it said it was going to come out in 2022 on the card, and it didn't, and I was just watching all the time, waiting, when's it going to come out? And then finally, I think the pre-orders opened up at the end of 2022 or mid-2022. And I was so excited for this deck, and I don't know all the stories, but I just fell in love with it from the moment I got it, and I knew I was going to love it. I just think it's so pretty. Such a just gorgeous deck. Look at this moon. One of the birds is being noisy. Look at this 6 of Swords. And the Sun. 6 of Wands. 7 of Swords. Judgment. The Magician. Knight of Cups. 3 of Cups. Oh, and they didn't say, they put a picture in the deck I had, and they didn't say what the what the deck was going to be called. And so I didn't know the name of the deck that was going to come out. And then another one of their decks came out before this one, and I thought it was that, and then I looked at it and it wasn't, so I didn't order that one. And here is the card. That just made me fall in love with the deck. And I mean, I love the deck anyway, and there's tons of cards in here that I think are beautiful, but that's the card that made me just, oh gosh, I have to have the deck. Eight of Cups, Temperance, 4 of Swords, 9 of Swords, 8 of Swords, Queen of Swords, 2 of Coins, 4 of Wands, Queen of Cups, 5 of Wands, the Hermit, Ace of Wands, 10 of Swords, King of Cups, Queen of Wands, 3 of Coins. So that is the Slavic Legends Tarot, and it is a gorgeous deck. It's starting to get windy here. Hang on. I think I have to put on my sweatshirt. This deck I really love, Tarot of the Holy Spectrum. It's been around quite a while. They did a reprint of it. It went out of print, I think, just for a little bit. And now it's back in print. Didn't go out of print very long. I love this deck. I think it's really fun. So I think that I'm at 10, so this is an honorable mention then. I had a really, really hard time choosing. Get the Death card. Love that Death card. I think that's a great card. 2 of Wands. Nine of Cups. 3 of Wands. The Fool. Ace of Cups. Instead of the Hangman, it's the Tethered one. 7 of Pentacles. The Tower. But I like using this deck. It's very fun. And there is a really shiny version that, oh, here's my squirrel and he wants some nuts. So I'll have to go get him some nuts in a minute. I mean, he's not my squirrel. He's a squirrel that comes by that likes to eat nuts. he'll get needy if I don't get the peanuts out. Anyway, I think the colors of this deck are really cool. And this is the second version of it. And then they reprinted the second version, and then they did like a one with a metallic back that's really, really pretty. It's really beautiful. This is the Garden Goddess Tarot. Comes in a blue bag. It's Ellen Lorenzi prints. I only have had this since October, and I haven't really worked heavily with it until just the last couple months. But it's already becoming a favorite. I love her decks in general. And I am really enjoying this. It's not what I thought it was going to be, but that's okay. It's working and it's really great, so. I do really like her artwork, and I think her writing is really good. And the guidebook is great. It's not that big, but it's really well done. And I like the structure of this deck. And it was surprising. And honestly, anything she does is going to be great. She's very talented, and definitely like her vision. So this is probably my newest deck, I think, yeah. And that's the title card. That's the Greek Goddess Tarot. And that will probably move up into my top 10. It's almost one of my top 10 right now. So I'm really enjoying working with this deck. And then the Ellis deck. I love this deck. This is the plastic version. And I love plastic cards because it can go to the beach. It can get sandy and wet and no one cares. It doesn't ruin my deck. I love the art on this. I just love this deck. It's a great deck. It's unusual and it's really fun to use. And it's a trip. And this one's extra special because it's plastic. And there's no edging on it because it's plastic. I do have some other versions of it, but this one's extra special because I can take it anywhere. And it has an online guidebook that you can print out. And I did print mine out, and just, it's huge, but then I just bound it down at my local FedEx place. Really cool art. Very, very fun deck. So, wouldn't want to be without it. That's the Ellis deck. I won't show you a lot of pictures because I have shown this before, but it's good to have a black and white deck. But I really enjoy this one. I really like the art. And it's taupe. Beautiful star. Okay. So that's the Wayward Dart. And it comes in a tin, or it used to anyway. And then Neon Moon, also by Pixel Occult, is also really cool. And I love the cyberpunk world. It's really fun. Am I showing you things right side up or upside down? I don't know which way I had that turned. I love the colors in this too. But super awesome. It really puts you in a different space. I think there's a newer deck I don't have. I think I have everything by them. Or except for the newer deck. Because I'm trying not to buy decks this year. Because I'm just trying to use the decks that I have. Because I have enough right now. I have enough that I haven't spent enough time with, so I'm just really trying not to buy a new deck. It was a Kickstarter I backed called Zeke's Arcana. And I saw it on the Kickstarter. And I was like, oh, I gotta have that. It's really different. I got this huge hanging that came with it, and a really cool, some pictures and a lot of cards. Kickstarter had a lot of cool stuff in it. So I'll have to show you the hanging. It's really beautiful. But this deck is just crazy and unique and just wild and fun, and totally love it. And this one I put back in order for a project we were doing. So you're going to see it in, you can see all the majors first. And this one shuffles pretty great. It's got beautiful pink gilding. And usually it hurts my hands, but this one, it doesn't really hurt my hands. And the cards are just normal tarot size. It's one of those that took a long time from the time you backed it to get it, but it was pretty exciting when you did. Just because I'd never seen anything like this. Wow, I love these bright, brilliant colors. It's kind of crazy. All right, I'm going to show you the court cards, which are gorgeous. Oops. Some of these I'm flipping over, and some of them I'm getting them all messed up. It's okay. Ace of Cups. Cups are really pretty. And I'll show you some of the quartz. Love that card. And here are the swords. And it is a Pippi deck, but I like Pip decks. I think it's really pretty. So. And then Page, Knight, Queen, and King. And then there's the Pentacles. Really pretty. And I'll show you how. The 10, Page, Knight, now the Queen. I'll show how it shuffles. And it's a little stiff, but it does shuffle okay, even with the gilding. I don't riffle it, because when I riffle the decks with the gilding like this, they always flake off sooner and hard. But I would have picked the Tiger Tarot, but I'm going to do a separate collage one. So. And this is a deck that I haven't had for very long, but oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. So it's honorable mention, has a great guidebook. Such a beautiful deck. When I got this one, I was stunned. So pretty. Sometimes it's nice to just have pretty decks. And this is easy to read with. And it's got kind of an orange matte gilding on the sides. I'm sure you've seen this. There's a lot of walkthroughs in this one. But anyway, I think that's it. So thanks for watching. Have a great evening. It's getting dark here. Okay, take care. Bye.